And that's exactly what we're expecting in places like Oklahoma City on the left side of your screen. On the right side of your screen, you can, of course, see Noonan, Georgia. And both of these areas will see showers, will see thunderstorms, a few of which could be strong to severe at times. And interestingly enough, we just received an update from the Storm Prediction Center. And the update looks like this. I'm going to focus in first on this update. It is a level 4 out of 5 in terms of our severe weather threat index, mainly for areas in Kendall's home state of Kansas, but also wanted to bring your attention to this in parts of middle and northern Mississippi and in parts of central Georgia right here. It's been upgraded to a level 2 out of 5. What's that mean? Well, it means that right now we're tracking some showers and thunderstorms that could be a little rambunctious. It's one of the reasons why we have big old severe thunderstorm warning in effect just south of Atlanta. We'll show that to you in just a minute. But here is where the area is in which we're watching for an enhancement in our strong to severe weather threat. This is basically going to be west of Wichita, south of I-70. So if you're familiar with where, say, Stafford is, St. John, Leonard, Great Bend, or I think it's pronounced Hosginton, Kansas.
I actually have never heard of that town, and that is my home state. So.
Yeah, you know where Coldwater is?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like the area where we could be talking about some bigger storms firing up generally like 4, 5, 6 p.m. this evening.
Yeah. So it's really a concern for folks, especially later on today. So again, you're waking up and conditions are relatively quiet, and you might be thinking, what kind of severe weather are you talking about?
Right.
It seems like a perfectly fine day. And that is going to change, and it will be changing very fast. And that's just because of how prime and how conducive the environment really is. This level 4 out of 5 risk, I really just want you to understand that the Storm Prediction Center does not issue these kinds of risks lightly.
Right.
This is a significant concern, and you have to take it seriously.
Yeah, we're talking about damaging winds. We're talking about large hail, baseball-sized hail, and then, of course, some destructive tornadoes in there as well. Let me show you what's going on right now because parts of the southeast, let's focus in first, just south of Memphis, Tennessee, right? This is an area where we're seeing some heavier showers and thunderstorms crisscrossing I-5. You head into Georgia, though. This is my old stomping ground. So I spent many years in Macon, Georgia, and that's an area that's getting blasted with some storms. Thank goodness that flash flood warning that was in effect for Birmingham, Alabama, has been allowed to expire. But just toward the southeast, man, oh man, let me focus in on this one real quick because just south of Macon, Georgia, you have what's called Thomaston, Zenith, and then here's where Macon is. This is going to blast the west side of Bibb County. Bibb County's right here, by the way. You have actually the mall that's not too far away from here, too. So if you are perhaps going to the mall there in Bibb County, just south and west of downtown Macon, Georgia, along Cherry Street, this is going to be a big thunderstorm. We're talking winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, an inch in diameter hail out of this. It's going to be loud with lots of lightning, lots of thunder, and this is going to race toward Perry. Perry is where the Georgia National Fairgrounds are at, not to mention Warner Robins. We have a huge Air Force base, Robins Air Force Base down that way. So this is going to blast through, and as it does so, I just wouldn't be surprised if we saw some downed trees and power lines. And, Kendall, I know that you lived in Mississippi, right? So Mississippi and Georgia both have like these pine trees.
Yes.
And I mean, literally, I feel like they're this thick, right? Like they're super small. You sneeze and the pine trees start coming down.
Yeah.
So when you
shallow root system.
A very shallow root system. So when you see a big thunderstorm like this racing from northwest to southeast, blazing across the industry, this is going to knock down a ton of trees. Has the opportunity to knock down a bunch of trees and power lines. Yeah,
and also when you're considering the overall soil moisture, if the soil moisture is pretty wet, which again, I'm going to take a look and just see because that's kind of a key component to all of this. I mean, especially where we're talking about the soil moisture is on the wetter side of things. So that means that, again, it's not going to take very strong wind gusts to topple over those pine trees. So take that into account. Again, you were mentioning some impacted cities, some areas that might be dealing with the worst of this severe warning storm. But yeah, it's a pretty rowdy one.
It is. And you know what I'm looking at right now and what you're seeing, this is velocities. This helps us to dive into the storm to see if there's any rotation. I'm not seeing any.
No.
I'm not seeing any rotation, so tornadoes not an issue. I'm looking at the hail parameter. Hail doesn't look like it's going to be a huge deal either. Just one of those storms. Stay inside until the storm system has passed.